Where to find a slime chunk in Minecraft. Slime balls are useful for getting blocks of slime, for flying machines, sticky pistons, redstone in general, and even for brewing potions. Figuring out an area where slimes will spawn to build a slime farm and get slime balls is useful. Where to find the slime chunks in Minecraft. Chunks are 16 by 16 areas that go from bedrock all the way to the sky. These chunks are how the world is divided. If you hit F3, there will be a lot of information on the screen. There are chunk coordinates on the left. You can get a rough idea of the chunk you are currently in by seeing when the X and Z coordinates change. Another way is by pressing F3 and the G key. This will show the chunk borders. This can be used to pinpoint the chunks and is very useful for building the slime farm. What a slime chunk is a chunk that slimes can spawn below layer 40 and they can spawn at any light level. Sea level is 62, so this is 20 blocks below the surface down to bedrock. In this area you can light it up to prevent other mobs from spawning and only have slime spawn. Slime chunks also do not appear in the mushroom fields biome. About 1 in 10 chunks in Minecraft will be a slime chunk. For the slimes to spawn, they'll need to be on a solid block with a maximum area of 3 by 3 by 3 for the larger slimes and clear of obstructions and liquids. They won't spawn within 24 blocks of the player and despawn over time if no player is within 32 blocks. Also, they despawn instantly if no player is within the despawn radius of 44 to 128 blocks in Java Edition, and the Bedrock Edition has a similar distance. The reason to give you these numbers is to make it easier to understand how slimes spawn and why they probably won't be spawning in an area. The tricky part of this is trying to identify slime chunks. I would suggest that when you are exploring caves to keep note of spots that slimes have spawned. The problem with this is that slimes could spawn in a chunk and move to another chunk, but this will at least allow you to narrow down an area. The best idea would be to dig down below layer 40, then dig a tunnel that is 3 high and 3 wide at least. Probably you want it to be 5 by 5 and dig about 10 chunks long or 160 blocks. Also, make sure the tunnel is lit up to reduce the possibility of other mobs spawning and making slimes more likely to spawn. You should also segment the different chunks by using gates so you can figure out which specific chunks spawn the slime. Remember to use the chunk coordinates or the F3 and G key to see the chunk borders. Then you can walk through it and see if you can see slime spawning at any spot. One thing to consider is how lit up the caves are. If you have a large cave system that isn't lit up, there's a lower chance for the slimes to spawn and a larger chance for other hostile mobs to spawn in the caves. You'll want to light up these areas as much as possible to reduce hostile mobs spawning within the 128 block radius around the player. Another suggestion is to do this at the 30 to 40 level layer, as it'll reduce the hostile mobs as a large area of it will be on the surface and the sky. Also, this process might take a while. You may have to make the tunnel longer or walk down the tunnel quite a bit before a slime spawns. One way to find a slime chunk if you're having problems is to use the chunkbase.com website. First, find the seed of your world by hitting /seed. Here will be your seed number. Next, go to Chunkbase and go to the apps. Find the slime chunk finder. In here, put the seed in the top and then choose the version of the game you are using, either Bedrock or Java. The green spots will be the slime chunks, and the bottom there will be X and Z coordinates of that slime chunk.